Hey, I'm Brad, and this is The Race Show.
Hi, my name's Des, and welcome to The Race Show.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So I kind of bought another race car, and it's a turd. Like literally, it's a turd. So I was on Facebook looking around for bracket cars. So as you guys know, running a high horsepower radial Nova like I do is pretty expensive. So I wanted something cheap that I can take on a Sunday or whatever if I have free time and go bracket racing with, you know. So I bought this thing behind me. So as you can see, it's a real turd, but I got a great deal on it. I only literally paid $2,500 for this thing, believe it or not, and it runs. It's got a 327 in it. It's got a power glide, some other goodies. Hey Brad, what do you think of the Vega? He says it's a piece of shit, but he's excited to drive it. YouTube.
I was gonna say we should close the doors and introduce this and then have this thing set up.
I like to do things,
Unconventionally.
yeah, that's the best kind of content. So, we also found a motor. So we're taking this 406 out of this sweet G-body and we're putting it in that because this motor here is all stock and is going to be too slow. So yeah, this thing is going to rip. This thing only weighs, Brad weighed it, what did it weigh? 2540. So it's going to be a little missile. And the best part about it is if we crash it, we're not going to care. Well guys, both motors are out. So we're gonna put that thing and that thing tomorrow. We got a sweet converter for it too. TCI. It's gonna make it run pretty good. Yeah, that's about it. What else did we get done? Got the new harnesses in. Well, she's in.
She's in there.
See what kind of burnouts we can do later.
Want to give me
Trans bolts are over there. They say bell on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are it.
It's too hot for this. Why are we building cars in 90-degree weather?
We need a swimming pool in here. Like a kiddie pool.
I should just brought the hot tub that I got here. Because I never make it hot. I just keep it like
Yeah.
right around like 78 degrees.
We just need one of those blow up ones, like the
Oh my
inflatable
God.
ones.
That would turn into hepatitis really fast.
That's how Corona got started.
Yeah.
So what'd you find?
This is not supposed to do that. It's all wiggly, all loose like an old woman.
Say hello.
Hey.
That's my dad. How do you feel about your race today, Brad?
Oh, I'm not actually interested. I want to go home.
So, we're here at Maple Grove for the King of the Streets list race, and we brought this beautiful Vega out. And Brad is showing off those sexy dad muscles.
getting in this? Huh? You gonna join us? Oh, hi. Thank you. Thank you very much. Huh? You getting in on this? You want to sit here?
Sit. Lay down.
What do you think of this piece of
Lay down. So, little recap from this weekend. We took it out Friday to King of the Street. Top 10 list. It's really a top 20 list.
Well, yeah, but there's like 25 cars.
There's like 25 cars, so we entered in and I mean, we lost both rounds. But,
well, no, I had to buy the first.
Oh yeah, we had to buy.
Yeah, I had to drop chips. I had to buy the first run. Ran the car on motor. Well, I guess we should kind of recap some of the other stuff too. Put it all together. Ran it on the dyno. Made 400 horsepower.
Right.
Then I put 200 shot on it, and we went over 600, which is fine, I guess. Super conservative still compared to like what we can do with it, but you know, I figured try it out, see what happens, go from there. You know, we actually found like a ton of little gremlins and shit the whole way through. So King of the Street, I was kind of like, I wanted to originally show up with it on the bottle right away, but I kind of got in my head a little bit when we got there because I'm like, this thing's a bag of junk. Like, it might just blow apart. I have no idea. Like, the motor is good on it, but like everything else we didn't touch. We didn't do any of the work on it as far as like suspension goes. The roll cage looks like Ray Charles welded it. So like, it's just one of those things I had no idea like what it was gonna do. So I weigh 200 pounds. When I scaled the car, it weighs 2,500. So roughly 2,700 pound car, 400 horsepower. You know, on the first run, I went a 7.0, which not bad for what we were expecting. We're talking 8th mile, obviously. You know, I was not expecting it to go as fast as it did, and there was kind of like a little bit of a hiccup coming out of the hole. So like, you know, it was what it was. I put the bottle in it. By the time we sat in the lanes the whole time that we did, like somebody broke and like all this stuff happened. With the bottle in, I don't have a heater in it, like in the car, so the bottle pressure was down below 900 when we went out, which if you know anything about nitrous, you usually want to be around like 950 to 1,000. I already knew the thing was fat when we had it on the dyno. With the spray, it was like 11.1, 11.0 air fuel wise. So on the spray, went out and ran, and it went 6.1. What was it? Like 6.18.
6.1 and trans brake button got stuck.
Yeah, so I'm like
you'll
literally sitting there.
You'll see it on this clip right now.
I'm literally sitting in a car and I'm like, I feel like I've told the story at least like 10 times now. I'm sitting in a car, and it's instant green for King of the Street, so I had already screwed up the first time because I didn't realize it was instant green, I thought it was Pro Tree. And I'm on the brake, and I let up with my thumb, and I like have it like right there still, and I'm like, what's going on? Because the brake didn't release, and I like look down at the steering wheel, and like I like hit the button like this again, and as I hit the button, it releases, and I'm like full throttle. So the nitrous just hits, and I'm like, oh shit! And I wasn't even looking at the track. I was looking at the steering wheel trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Got me all like screwed up, but it was what it was.
I lost $100 on that race.
Yeah, and Lewis spent $100 on it. Which, by the way, I went and I talked to the guy that I was running against, and he was about 3 to 4 tenths faster than I was, anyways. So. Yeah. I don't know if I told you that, but that probably make me feel a little bit better. I would have lost anyways.
Okay.
Even I could have caught the best light in the world, and I still would have lost that guy.
Well, I was hoping he was spinning out. So. But it was a nice Nova. It was a Nova.
Yeah, it's a shoebox Nova.
Yeah,
yep.
Shoebox Nova. Not bad for. We only have about $6,000 into this.
And we did it in
we
started pulling the motor. Like last Saturday, it's Saturday as of right now, and I had the car ready yesterday around lunchtime.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of little stuff that we still need to address and take care of. Like, the wiring is a mess in this thing. The one thing we didn't even realize is like there's like a hot wire switch for the alternator, which is like you turn the alternator on and off. It's not even working. I don't know why they had it wired up that way, but the alternator isn't even charging. So we ran the whole night last night on whatever charged the battery was in it, and I hadn't even been putting the charger on it between runs or anything like that. So even the nitrous run, it was what it was, which actually might be some of what we're seeing with the hiccup. you know, coming out of the hole.
We found out the alternator's not working, so you're probably running on low voltage yesterday as well, so it could have been down on power.
And the shifter came loose on me.
Yeah, shifter came loose. And I say we have $6,000 into this, but that's with the purchase of the car. Like we only paid $2,500 for this, and it is what it is. It's a pile of shit, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the point. You don't need to spend a crap ton of money to have fun and go fast. So we're trying to do, you know, if we would have done quarter mile last night, we probably would have ran in the mid 9s. So we're trying to get into the high 8 mark, and then we'll be happy with that.
I don't really care about the quarter mile as much. I'd just rather go if we get in the 5s with this thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of really sketchy. Like so last night 8th mile an hour was 115, but I stayed in it till like the 1,000 foot. So roughly probably doing 120, 130 mile an hour. I have no idea because there's no speedometer. But at that speed, it's kind of like all over the place, and the front suspension is like God knows what. It's like, I think a mix of Vega and S10 parts. And the springs are like all the way like tight. So like when this is sitting here, it's on the travel limiters. Right. It really has no extension whatsoever in the front end. And the rear is like ladder bar with not a ton of extension, but it works. So.
Right. Yeah, so, you know, it's a cool car. It's a fun car that if we break something, we don't get upset over because it's a pile of crap.
Unless we break the motor, then we'll be upset.
Yeah, the motor is the only good thing that's in here. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So
I'm going to try to do some stuff with, I guess lose some weight with it, you know, maybe put a little bit more of a tune in it from where it is and go from there. You know, we're just, for the most part, from everything I know about the motor, it's just like an off-the-shelf Poly 750 that's on there.
Yeah.
So.
And if you guys have any questions, you can email us and we'll be happy to answer them. You know,
or ask in the comments.
Or ask in the comments. Like I said, you don't need to spend a lot of money to go fast. You just gotta buy the right parts, and
we had fun last night.
Yeah, and that's what it's for. It's just to have fun, and you know, to run like a 1,000+ horsepower car, it takes a lot of money to do it, and a lot of work and a lot of prep. This thing is just like you run it, come back to the pits, have it cool down for a little bit, and go back out.
Yeah, when we came back after the first run last night, Lewis was like, "This thing's a lot easier than my Nova is. I don't have to do anything."
Yeah.
I'm like, we didn't even check the gas the entire day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I checked it this morning. We only went through a half a tank of gas, and that's only what.
It's a 5-gallon cell, and we're on C12.
Yeah.
So it just, I know. At one point, when we went for the third run that we didn't get to do on nitrous, I was like, man, it might be a little low on gas for this, but I just figured we'd go for it anyways.
Yeah.
But you know, like we really the most expensive thing really to keep putting into this is the fact that C12 isn't cheap.
Right.
You know, it's really it.
So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below so we can get more content out to you guys quicker.